Hello, Commanders. Welcome to another day in Star Trek Fleet Command. I hope you're doing well today. In today's video, I want to briefly review some of the tips or strategies that I could offer to you, having played with the defensive waves mechanic a little bit today. And I feel like I'm not an expert by any means. We're still learning. But as of recording, I feel like some of the things will really help some of those who are struggling getting past just a few of the first waves. Because I think there's still players out there that you're just jumping in with whoever, and you're struggling with the first maybe 1 to 3 waves. Today I was able to get in one with a group. Now we had some higher level players, granted, uh, but we were able to get to wave 9, which was pretty cool because yesterday I think the highest I was able to get to was 5 or 6. So let me talk about a couple of the strategies that I found helpful, and then I want to review at the end. We'll get to at the end some of the thoughts I have with ways to improve it, and then at the very end, in case I forget, I would love to hear your feedback on things you've run into, strategies you've developed, or just improvements you might suggest to make this even better than it is right now. And I know the worst thing is a lag, and I can't do anything about that, but we'll try and talk about some things that we can. So before I get into it, though, if you would please just, it's super helpful to me. If you are new and you haven't subscribed to the channel, it's a super easy thing to do. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps this channel grow to help me so I can help you all more. And as the channel grows, I'm able to offer more things like more Battle Pass giveaways when we have a new arc launch. So if you subscribe, if you'll like the video and hit the bell notification so you don't miss future content, that would be awesome. So, okay, so I tried to think about the best way to approach this, because I thought if I jump into one, it's taxing enough trying to keep up on hitting which hostiles I need to, that I might not do the best job communicating my thoughts to you. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to go to an empty system and I'm going to talk through some of it. So you'll have to bear with me and kind of use your imagination a little bit. So one thing that you can do, and Beck from Scopely, she had mentioned this. So if you go into settings in general, you can enable this extended zoom. Now I am on my PC right now, but this extended zoom initially will help you out a ton. Okay. What that does is allow you to see more of the playing field. So imagine that we have the base that we're trying to protect. The sun is, imagine it's in the middle there, and we're going to have hostiles coming from the outside edges of the system. And through testing from other players, we have learned that these hostiles are going to come from 6 different spawn points around the galaxy map. It looks like 3 of them are going to be FKR, Federation, Klingon, Romulan hostiles, so kind of your generic hostiles, and those will get harder as you progress through each round, higher in power. But there's also going to be 3 spawn points that will have different things. You're going to have Swarm that will come from there. You're going to have Borg probes, and you're going to have the Actian Apex hostiles. And so, and I should say that this is my experience in the lower level system. Just trying to help out the regular player. You bigger whales are going to have other things that you'll have to contend with potentially. From my experience, you'll probably see other more difficult hostiles, such as the Texas class hostiles. You'll need to bring a Monavine in for. But I'm talking about specifically these 40 level systems in my experience there. So those are the 3 specialty hostiles. You'll probably want to have someone bring a Mantis in to take out the Actian hostiles. A Franklin A, you want to bring in not a regular Franklin, because that won't cut it. Have someone bring a Franklin A for the Swarm, and then you will have at least one person bring in a good sized Tally to take out the Borg probes. And so the tough part here is coordinating with everyone, and I get that. You can take advantage of time and and direct message people before they come in if possible. One other thing that I would recommend when you go into the defense wave, do not forget this little icon down here that will turn on your battle bridge that basically turns off a bunch of unnecessary icons. Gives you some more real estate, if you will, that you can then see where the hostiles are a lot easier. It doesn't get rid of everything, but it does make it easier to see your whole screen. Okay, when you first pop into the sector, you know, you could actually bring one ship in, look really quick to see who else has what type of ship, and you have time to change your ships or you know, message someone and say, hey, do you have this? Bring that in. And you can always start with your alliance if you want, but I'm just talking if you randomly are popping in and doing it with random players. It may get to the point where you have some familiar people you're going in with, and you know, hey, these guys have good ships, they know how to do this, and you partner up with them on a daily basis. Make friends with them on Discord or whatever you want to do, and coordinate with them and say, hey, I'm going to go and do these at this time. Do you want to join me? With all the armadas that we have, you may even say, okay, Wednesday nights or Thursday nights or whenever you decide, let's just do these type of armadas, and you have a schedule of when you're going to do it so people know what to expect. Just a thought. Some other online games have statics, I think they call them, where you have a specific set of people that you do these with because you know they know how to do these. So if you make friends with someone in Discord, that's certainly an option as well. So like I said, and then what's going to happen is when you launch the armadas, there's going to be not just the 3 FKRs, and you're going to have the potential swarm, Actian, and Borg probes, and you're going to have to let whoever has that specialty ship go and hit those. Because what happens is if you hit it and you take significant hull damage, that's going to lessen how many other hostiles you can take out. And once you lose 1 or 2 players, you're kind of done for because there's just too many hostiles to take out. And so you need to take advantage of those specialist ships and the people that have them. You need to trust your teammates that they're going to do their job, essentially. So one last thing I wanted to mention about the system and the hostiles is there's also going to be these fast-moving survey ships. They are super weak. Your weakest of weak players can take them out. So if you have a lower level player in your alliance, maybe in the 30s, mid 30, upper 30 range, whatever you might have, assign them to take out those survey ships. Don't even worry about them. Let them take them out. I have seen times when there's not 1 or 2, but there's multiple, and so let them take them out. As far as identifying when you are zoomed out, I have noticed that when you have those ships that need to be taken out with the specialist ships like Borg probes or Actian hostiles, what have you, that they don't typically come in this big fleet of 10 ships or whatever. They'll come in like two or 3. And so it's easier when you're zoomed out to identify them. I also found that it's super helpful not to do it on PC. On the one hand, I find I have more stability on PC. On the other hand, when I'm using my phone, I can zoom in and out a lot quicker than the scroll on my mouse on my PC can handle. So that's something you'll have to figure out what works best for you. What else? It was also discovered that if you are hitting hostiles in this like center ring, we'll call it, you got 2 of these blue areas that divide up the sector, or I should say the system. If you're in the middle, like kind of right by where the base is that you're defending, you're much more likely to get stuck in combat. And since we want to avoid that, what I would recommend is that you position your ships near this outer ring, near this last third or so of the system, and start hitting hostiles as much as you can there before they approach the center. So as much as possible, take them out before they even get to the center. So I think those are overall my strategies. Once again, I'd love to hear what you have to say, if there's anything else that you would add to this. As far as improvements, I think that it's very difficult to coordinate. You're not going to have a lot of chatting that's going on when you're hitting the hostels, of course. But as far as coordinating with people, the only way I've been able to do it so far, outside of making a friendly group in Discord that we would do this on a regular basis, besides that idea, um, is PM. So if you send a PM to this person and that person, it's very time consuming, very difficult to do. So I would recommend personally that Scopely adds another chat option. So we've got Alliance chat, we've got general chat. Add like a wave defense chat. So when you're doing these specialty things, and this could probably apply to different mechanics that Scopely comes out with something like this, where you can communicate with the people that are just part of your group, just part of this special party. You can even call it a party group, whatever you want to call it. There's party chat that the people in there, you have your own chat function just for that. There's also, I had the idea of what if you were to take, and this may be a little bit more too complicated for Scopely. Sorry, Scopely, but you have so much lag in the game and so much stability. I don't know. I'm not the IT guy to comment on this, but just an idea, if it is even an option, is what if you had the ability to specify, I need someone with these type of ships, and you can only join if you use one of those ships to join, just to ensure that you have the minimum requirements met. In other words, that you have at a minimum someone with a Talios, someone with a Mantis, someone with a Franklin A. And until that's met, once those prerequisite requirements are set, that and maybe even set it per op level. I don't know. You don't want to single out the lower level players, so there's a little bit of a kind of quirkiness, or you have to figure out how to be fair about that. But if you had something where you could sign up for armadas using certain criteria to make sure you have someone with each of those, it would go a lot smoother. Either way, if that's too complicated for this game, I get it, but we've got to find a way to improve the communication within the game as far as when you're doing the actual wave. You have a whole 10 minutes before it starts, and you can start it as soon as everyone is ready. But how do you know everyone is ready? What if you had an option where there was like a ready check? So, and I've seen this in multiple games where as soon as someone's ready, they hit a button and it shows up, and as soon as like a green check mark or whatever, and as soon as everyone's ready, it goes. So that's another option to increase the communication with this whole thing. Unfortunately, the biggest problem, besides all those, is the lag, and that's something that Scopely will have to address if they continue to come out with mechanics like this. Overall, I think I found it pretty fun, especially fun when you get into a really good group and you're getting to those last couple of waves. Really fun seeing what you can do and how far you can take it. Even if you can't make it all the way to 10, the rewards, if nothing else, are worth it. But it's fun for me because I used to play these tower defense games all the time where you had to take out with certain towers along this path all these hostels, building, upgrading, and strategizing how to take them out the best with different type of towers and whatnot. So pretty fun mechanic, I think, if we can kind of wrap our heads around it. And I think as a community, we're starting to come together on that. So anyways, once again, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Feel free to join the Discord. That's where we will be doing our monthly giveaways. I also am planning to do streaming every week. I'll do a live stream. Right now I'm doing it on YouTube at 6 my time, which is 8 p.m. Eastern time. So feel free to come and join us and add your thoughts. I think that overlaps with Rev's, and I apologize, Rev, for that. It's just the best time with my busy family schedule that I can do it. I may evaluate doing a different night just so I don't overlap with other people's live streams. But anyways, thank you so much for your support, and we will talk to you soon.